Hey guys, welcome to The Glitch. I'm Jen, your friendly farm girl philosopher. Again, it's Thursday. Thursday thoughts and theories. Getting a little late filming this episode, so got a little artificial light going on over there. Hopefully it won't be too distracting. It's blinding me, so having a little trouble reading my notes. But I just wanted to start with my very first video was titled "So You Think I'd Be," and I went through, honestly, a lot of the tribes, the groups that I belong to, and how I try not to fit into any of those pockets so nicely. I really do. I really want to be a glitch. I really want to be the person that surprises you. The person that surprises all those people around me. Not because I'm stupid or crazy, although sometimes I am. But because I'm an individual. And so I'm going to tell you a secret. I went through a lot of different groups in that first video, so you think I'd be a liberal, you think I'd be a conservative, you think I'd be a libertarian, you think I'd be a Christian, you think it was blah, 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 blah. But what I don't ever want you to doubt is that I'm a patriot. I really felt like these videos, this channel, was important to try to bring some unity back into this divided nation that we're in. I mean, I don't know that anybody would dispute that we're divided. No matter what groups or what side of the aisle or anything, I don't think anybody would argue it. We didn't used to be. This is September of 2021, and we just had the 20-year anniversary of 9/11, and a lot of people talked about September 12th, 2001, and how unified we were, and how much they missed that. I honestly think we've been headed down this path for a really, really long time. And I think that America, being a young nation, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, we're a very young nation. And I feel like we're a teenage nation. Like we're going through growing pains and a search for identity and a rebelliousness. And people said that about the 60s. I wasn't around in the 60s, but people said that about the 60s, but I think now is a much more defining time than the 60s were. They were pivotal, to be sure. But I think now is going to be a really concentrated time of teenage angst in our nation. And so I wanted to do my part to try to heal some of the division. I don't think I can heal it. I went to school for psychology, and people said, "Oh, I want to heal people, blah, blah, blah." No. I always wanted people to learn how to heal themselves. And that's, I guess, what I'm really trying to do with this whole channel. So So, if you made it this far, thank you. You know, like, subscribe, notify, blah, blah, blah. But let's get on with Thursday. Thoughts and theories. A house divided will fall. We have just witnessed this in Afghanistan. Their unified government wasn't that unified. And it fell in, 11 days? And I am not trying to comment on the withdrawal or the troops or I love the troops. No. But I'm not trying to comment on the military or the strategy or the executive branch. I'm not trying to comment on any of that. I am focused on the idea that Afghanistan was a very real example of this tribalism that we're seeing in the United States. And we went in, and then we tried to put in a unified government, and they weren't ready for it. That's okay. I mean, they're just not. We can't force that on them. I don't want us to degenerate to that point where, heaven forbid, Great Britain or Canada, but never mind. Somebody would think they had to come over here and try to install a unified government in the United States. How awful would that be? No. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to figure this out. And it starts right here with us, each one of us. I also want to comment, because this is thoughts and theories, so it's kind of bringing other stuff I've talked about into today. If you want to define yourself as a member of this group or that group, and I'm a white farmer chick who is a Christian and has blue hair. Well, the blue hair doesn't really fit. But if you want to only define yourself by the groups that you identify with, then I think that's a shallow way to live. I really do. All these people coming out on Facebook and in Hollywood and, oh, I'm bi, I'm pan, I'm demisexual, which is, yeah, don't get me started. Why? Why do you need to identify as part of that group? You need to look within yourself and decide what is lacking that you need to identify with that group. I'm a Christian, I'm a Wiccan, Do you believe it? Or do you just want to identify with the group? Does it make you feel safer to identify with the group rather than just being yourself? I want you to ask yourself those questions. I ask myself. Knowing what you believe and why is a much deeper means of being human. It's a much deeper understanding of the human experience. And I truly believe that, or I would not say it. All right, and so back to my my education, which was mostly in psychology. There's an interesting phenomenon that happens when you research things, and in psychology people say it's a soft science. Oh man, if you pay attention to research and how it's done and the methodology, it is not a soft science, because there is nothing soft about trying to understand the human mind, the human soul, the human spirit. It is damn difficult. And honestly, I'm not really sure it can be done. But one of the truths, if you will, of research is that you will find that the difference within a group is greater than the difference between individuals in different groups. So if you are looking within a group at a particular data point, let's say it's personality or melanin or I don't know, the degree to which they believe in God, or the degree to which they're Democrat or Republican. You look within any group, and the variables, the individual variables between people will often be a greater difference within that group than if you're just talking between one person and another person. So the differences between me and another chick with blue hair or all the people with blue hair is likely to be much greater than the differences between me and another individual who has brown hair, black hair, or pink hair. Something to think about. If you think about that in terms of gender. I'm just going to give you a couple of examples. In terms of gender, is an intersex person really within the group of LGBTQAAIP+, or whatever the acronym is right now, is there more difference between a homosexual person, lesbian or gay, versus an intersex person within that group? That's a huge difference. I've worked with both. It's a huge difference. Individuals, not as much of a difference. We need to work on our individual relationships versus our group identity. And, also another one, race. Is a Haitian more similar, being a black person, generally? Are they more similar to a Nigerian? White. Is a Dutch person more similar to an Italian? They're all white. It's a big difference in that group. Individuals, though, what if you got together a Nigerian and a Brit? Could they find common ground? I bet they could. Again, thoughts and theories, something to think about. Talking about tribalism, talking about separating out, talking about the division. We've gone from a weird place where segregation, well, no, not a weird place. We've gone from the place where segregation was bad to now a weird place where segregation is good. I think it's weird. And I try not to inject my opinion too terribly much, but you can't really help it because I'm an individual and I got opinions. But if you're saying that in the early 20th century, having a white water fountain and a what they called colored, I'm not trying to be racist, I'm just saying that's what they called it, water fountain, that was bad. Had to sit front of the bus, back of the bus, different restrooms, different soda shops, that was bad. But now we've got separate graduation ceremonies, separate dormitories. This is all a result of tribalism. I'm sorry, there's no other way to see it. If you think these things are good, you are focused way too much on your group identity and not nearly enough on you, the individual. You need to be you. And hell with the group identity. They can be useful here and there. Damn sure shouldn't be what you're all about. Talking about segregation, there are a lot of political pundits on both sides of the aisle, shockingly enough, that agree on something right now. They think maybe it's time for national divorce. What the hell? Maybe it's time, after 250 years. That ain't that long. It's just not. In the grand scheme of things, 250 years for a nation? We're babies, we're pups, we're teenagers, at best. We're gonna get a divorce? Because some people didn't like the election 4 years ago and some people didn't like the election last year? This is insanity. So it starts with us. You and me. It starts with not being so tied to our group identities that we can't see the person sitting in front of us. Because if we keep doing that, we're going to be the divided states of America. Going to be America 1, 2, and 3. Whatever. I really think that would suck. It is Thursday Thoughts. I'm allowed to give my opinion. By the way, here's something that I probably should have put in my trailer, but I'm going to throw it in right here. I am not going to be one of these vloggers, I don't know what the hell I am, who puts up headlines on the screen and blah, 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 go here to see this piece of research and go there. I'm just not. I'm not here to spoon feed you the facts. I will try to work through the logic of examining facts. That's what I'm trying to do. Honestly, I could not care less what your personal belief system is. I do care that you know why you believe it. And I do care that those reasons are backed up by data. I'll try to tell you how to get to stuff. I'll try to tell you how I found stuff. But as far as posting a lot of hashtags and sources and that kind of thing, that's not really what I'm trying to focus on. I'm trying to focus on the logic and the reason. All right. So, Thursday's challenge. This is a long video, I'm sorry. I want you to identify one group you're in, one group that you identify with. And I want you to either imagine a person within that group or talk to a person online, in person, I don't really care, within that group. See how many differences you can find in your worldview. And then I want you to do the opposite. I want you to find somebody that's not in that group or that's hopefully in an opposite group. So if you're talking about being a Christian, find an atheist. If you're talking about being a Democrat, find a Republican. If you're talking about being black, I don't know that the opposite is white, but you know, find an opposite group to the one that you're thinking of. Excuse me. And talk to them and see how many similarities you find. I think it's an interesting exercise. I think it's something that might just be enlightening. So, that's it for Thursday. It's getting a little dark out here. Lots of mosquitoes. And still ragweed. Holy crap. I'll see y'all on Friday. Bye.